can be decent, but has weaknesses as well that the Keeper doesn't share. And Foggy has been playing almost exclusively the same strategy. Keeper, Demon, Dryad, Expo. So he's pretty predictable in that regard unless he switches it up today. XlorD should have had lots of opportunities to study the opponent, and he's scouting already Acolyte in the north, looking for the expansion, and Foggy in the south, wanting to make sure that he's going to be in position to cancel on that expansion attempt should it occur. So already right off the bat, we see these two players know what they have to look for and how they have to play against the opponent.
They did their homework, that's for sure. Foggy always does with his coach Pour, and of course he himself is just one of the best in the game when it comes to preparation for an event. XlorD, it's always a little bit the question, not being a full-time pro in WarCraft 3, how much time does he have? He told us in the post-game interview he will have quite some time before the playoffs, that is some time off, depending on when the matches are. So he did his homework there as well, the mouse sports think tank alongside Juan and Ante, spending a lot of time together. Also outside of WarCraft 3, we learned that quite quickly. Foggy is the crab collector here on Concealed Hill. First on the right hand side, now on the left hand side, dodging XlorD a little bit and gathering some stats.
Of course, you want to get to the level 3 Keeper as quickly as you can. Early level 2 Entangle, very powerful for killing units. Or level 2 Treants, really good for cancelling expansions. An expansion will have to be started for the Keeper here before too long. Oh, nice steal. Slows down the Keeper's progress and is also level 2 for the DK. Now the powerful aura unlocked. In the south, the ghouls are available to creep. And the question is, when are we going to see that Tree of Life coming up?
That is indeed a question. Foggy seems a little busy. XlorD is seemingly everywhere. Creeping in the south, locking up this archer in the south. He got a dust for that. Always vision thanks to the skeletons. So can he get a coil? Ooh, Kobe! There we go. Archer kill. Here's an expansion now by Foggy. He was also busy in the main, juggling his wisp because XlorD sent 2 of the skeletons here. And that is all drawing attention from Foggy, who to me seems ready there, but a little tiny bit overwhelmed.
Well, that Keeper, can he get the level 3 from one more skeleton? One more. The turtle would be enough. XlorD not stealing it, surprisingly. Could have just right-clicked it, coiled it. But seemingly in the end will go to the Keeper. XlorD, of course, loves playing just an annoying style, sticking around, poking in, and being a bit of a nuisance. We have certainly come to expect that of him, and does that very, very well in-game. But the Keeper is finally level 3. I wonder, is he going to pick the skill point already, or is he going to wait? He's patient. He's waiting until now to use the Entangle, instantly triggering that Telestaff, and with that can nicely heal up in just a second at the fountain.
Yeah, that is Foggy in a stronger state than just 1.5 minutes before. With that important level 3, the creep route was designed for that, putting in some pressure. And Foggy knows exactly what XlorD does, so runs to the fountain and disrupts this bath XlorD is taking.
He healed a good amount already, like 200 HP or so. That's pretty nice. And we see the gargoyles coming, especially in Concealed. Very understandable. With the Gargs, you can easily creep those drakes at the fountains. Lots of experience, good items. Also, you can harass the creeping of the opponent's expansion pretty well. But actually, XlorD sending over the ghouls to the natural, and that is oftentimes a clear tell that an expansion is supposed to be coming up. But of course, Foggy is scouting there already.
Damn, this is really impressive how they play around each other, how they know exactly what their opponents will do. 100% prepared. And XlorD sends the ghouls back. I wonder, Foggy, does he have a wrong tell? There's another wisp for another scout, and XlorD can't reach this one apparently.
Magic hidden trees, of course, something that Foggy oftentimes, or always I should say, quickly learns, goes hand in hand with the great homework. The studying he always does. So XlorD gonna step away from the expansion, instead gonna be aggressive with a lot of ghouls. That's 8 ghouls heading north. The Demon Hunter starts the camp. Gargoyles are gonna arrive, and the Telestaff again has great value for XlorD. Comes in right away. But Foggy bringing both trees here, the Ancient of War and the Tree of Life, very important to ensure he's gonna be able to creep this expert.
That is the key to his game. This expansion, keeping it safe, and sometimes it's an AP, sometimes it's a shop, sometimes it's a movement, sometimes it's all of it together here. Engine of War entry. The Ghouls so far can't get too much surface. Demon Hunter's getting some damage onto that Death Knight. There is no potion here. He's got to be careful not catching an entangle. The Ghouls are going to town on the creeps and on the tree. There is Nature's Blessing. Can he hold on to this?
Stressful game for Foggy. Nova connects. It should be one, maybe even two archers going down. The Tree of Life! The Tree of Life! That one falls as well, and that is the hugest of deals. Keeper has to clean up. He needs to get lots of ghoul kills, but the DK, or the demon rather, is getting surrounded. Transferring an item. What is it? Telestaff. It's on cooldown. It's on cooldown. The Demon Hunter goes down. Level 3 for the DK. TP. Transfer. Lich makes it back home. And XlorD, with a sick game, was ready to expand, sees that's not gonna work, and launches the perfect attack in the north.
I was about to say that Foggy is stabilizing here, but a tailor-made attack and so wonderfully executed. That was super risky. There was a big investment into this attack, and he got it. He got all of it, I think. Like, what's left for Foggy now?
And it's all done. This is Telestaff. Telestaff, by the way. This Telestaff got the DK level 2, slowed down the Keeper, did great scouting, and then came in clutch for that attack. XlorD knowing exactly how to use that great mobility item. Now clearing out the natural, getting Lich level 2. Foggy is clearing out his own natural, but there's all experience going to the Keeper. The Demon Hunter has 20 XP. Yeah. That's a disaster.
XlorD explodes into greatness, and this is not where Foggy wants to be. Usually it's supposed to be the other way around. The Keeper is supposed to be on the map distracting and power leveling on the Demon Hunter, which is not possible when you're trapped in a tavern. So yeah, he's gonna get the middle now thanks to the treants. Yep, shuts the door here. But XlorD is also getting another red spot, and that is the fountain here, Belt of Giant Strength. We pointed it out, how easy it is to creep with the Gargs. And now there's a roaming Keeper, but I think damage is done already. 3 and 2 on XlorD's heroes, and Foggy is not even re-expanding. He is now.
Get the Necro, but it's gonna take a long time. Where XlorD also knows where the Keeper is and that he doesn't have to worry in other spots. Takes a while to clear out the camp, but he will do it in the end. Items for XlorD, not the luckiest. What's Demon Hunter gonna get? One of Mana Steel. Also not too amazing.
Can be a difference maker in certain situations. Also the Claw plus 12, not too amazing. Will help in late game fights. But at this stage, I wonder, will we even see the late game fights? Because XlorD has arrived on tier 3. He's getting Ghoul Frenzy, statues as well. Levels are decent.
Town is under siege.
It's Undead Wonderland.
With a move to the lab, it was very clear. Foggy wanted to go for the Shredder and then realized, damn, he's supply blocked because he lost the tree. Only then did he start the Moonwell. Oh. So Foggy having a few lapses here in adjustment, I guess.
Yeah, it's an incredible opening by XlorD. This is, of course, not the end of the world for Foggy. Sometimes he needs some time to get into a series, to properly warm up. But Concealed is a map that was oftentimes won recently in the series against Happy, so one of his maps, one of Foggy's maps obviously. And XlorD taking this would be a big deal. Ruined Brace is also not the luckiest item, but it's 2 red spots for the Lord and 1 for Foggy only.
I would love to snipe the next red, but there's nothing left over there. The Keeper keeps on scouting for the counter expo. And is gonna take out the Acolyte now. Gonna cancel the Necro again. And Foggy is fighting his way back into the series, absolutely.
For when and how can he establish this expansion is the question. Level 4 DK, lots of gargoyles, but they don't find too much surface anymore. Is there a transition? Nope, just getting back up at 50. So far, XlorD is really comfortable. Like one base, always in favor of the undead, or nothing the undead has to worry about as his heroes are scaling absolutely wonderful into the late game. Foggy didn't really go for a panda just yet, which is the usual addition late game. And looking at the map and at all these dots that are not there anymore, how do you creep the panda then even?
Yeah, I think he's just gonna have to give up on a Panda third this game, unless we are in the ultra late game, 2 base, like 70 supply, and you just do it for the level 1 Panda. But we're far from that spot. XlorD also, after that great early game, he could have played it slower. He could have stepped off the pedal a little bit with the creeping and could have just protected his expansion, just camp at the expo a little, but he decided not to do that, and Foggy's great movement ensured there wasn't going to be an undead expansion. So Foggy, if he survives here a little bit longer, he's going to have the 2 base advantage, but he's stuck on tier 2 and he's still got only very few dryads with less than 50 supply. 1-1 upgrades against 1-0 for XlorD.
Interesting move by Foggy to build the tree at the tavern and then move all the way over. The Gargs terrorizing these Dryads, even though there is a defense upgrade. Now he wants to fight in the shadow of the Ancient Protector, but so far, Gargs don't really care too much about it. They're just hunting down units and the ghouls on the ground. Certainly happy if they get a connection to these archers. And focus fire on this Ancient Protector. He's not protecting anymore.
One of Illusion was also great there for XlorD. The Demon Hunter didn't know what he had to burn, so it took a long time for the burn to start kicking in. Some ghouls will be falling, but XlorD still has the supply lead over here. But no expansion, so Foggy, if he survives, if he mines more, if he gets more army, this can still very much be his game.
Second defense upgrade is coming. That is a big deal. Leads to survivability on the Night Elf army and pretty much the entire Night Elf army. Demon Hunter under pressure. There is something past. Ooh, staff on the ground. Not using the invuln here because there's also no bears yet. It's pure dryads, only tier 2. Can't rely on bears. Doesn't have reju, roar, orb. All these good upgrades not available for Foggy yet.
6 Acolyte again for XlorD. There's no scout there anymore. The Wisp disappeared. Small mistake by Foggy that we see here now. So that he might miss this counter expo. Lich getting level 4. It's going to be more stats for him. DK close to 5 as well. This nuke is going to be really scary, especially for the Keeper.
Yeah, that's of course the great thing if you don't face an expansion at the arrival of tier 3. You never feel tempted to go into Tinker. So the Tinker doesn't soak up the experience, and that leads to very, very quick high-level undead heroes with high-level nuke and healing. Let's see. Not level 5 yet. What can he make of this?
Dryads now with really good upgrades. Is it the time to take the fight? Ideally, you would love to have Orb of Venom as well, but no time for tier 3. Foggy's under too much pressure. He has now scouted the Necropolis. Trian's about to run out. XlorD didn't start the Haunted down there. He could have had the resources for it. Perhaps there. Not quite with the overview. Demon in trouble again. Staff on cooldown. Forces the invul.
Okay, 5 seconds, and then he can save him back to the main, but the Demon Hunter is absolutely needed here. Heal scroll on the way for XlorD as well. Demon Hunter out of that fight. Only the illusion he has to worry about. Wisps are coming in for the repair. The snipes for XlorD are still good with the 1-0 attack upgrade. Can he snipe down this tree again? Doesn't seem like it. He gets level 5 and more. Dryad kills Foggy. 55 supply only. XlorD at 60, but maxed out there. Demon Hunter's back.
So lots of stress here on Foggy, trying to keep these heroes alive. Staff about ready again in a few moments. Good kiting on the Dryads, but hardly any return damage. The trees in the south not gonna get the cancel, so this counter expansion seems to be coming up.
Ooh, Demon Hunter is about to lose his life here. Another potion used. And it's only now the heal scroll for XlorD. He held on to this for so long. Getting kill after kill after kill after kill and gets that. Demon Hunter as well. This is looking fantastic. And XlorD takes the lead.
Yeah, after a clean timing on that expansion here of Foggy, I think that's what really put him behind. I gotta applaud Foggy though. I really feel like he salvaged the situation really well. He's made the tree elsewhere where he wasn't gonna be spotted, almost like in plain sight towards the center. I think he was planning on expanding around the center, but then he realized by the time that this happened, there was a lot of Gargs and XlorD was gonna be ready, so he moved to the left-hand side again. And XlorD actually, he really wanted an engagement around that time because he used double or triple illusion even. He ran to the center ready to fight and he was like, wait a second, he's not even here. So that's why he went for the main after. And yeah, Foggy, like his economy wasn't nearly good enough to pull off this build without the expansion. He was on 50 supply against 50 with just Dryads. Not quite enough for him to win this.
This incredible push towards the upper left where he killed the first expansion, won XlorD the game, kind of broke Foggy already. Can he recover? That was his map. Axel in a good position for this best of 5. And we are back in just 3 minutes.
Our castle walls. Fast forward to the siren in the distance, getting closer by the minute. Will you stand and answer to the call? Burn like a fire, willful and wild. This is a night that you were made for. Don't close your eyes. Safer to stare into the sun than to turn away from what you could become. This was once a perfect symphony, soft and steady like a heartbeat. But these notes turn distant and sour, getting violently devoured. So will you stand or let the curtain fall? Burn like a fire, willful and wild. This is the night that you were made for. Don't close your eyes. Safer to stare into the sun than to turn away from what you could become. The time has come to stand and fight for what you believe, for what you believe. The dark will fall and we will rise. Like a fire, willful and wild. This is the night you were made for. Burn like a fire. This is the night that you were made for. Don't close your eyes. Safer to stare into the sun than to turn away from what you could be. The time has come to stand and fight. Deconstruct, reignite. Safer to stare into the sun than to turn away from what you could become.
Back at DreamHack Summer with the 1-0 lead for XlorD on Foggy's map, actually. Next map is Tidehunters.
Yeah, and do we see Foggy play similarly? Do we see a change in strategy here? Did it come down to the execution? I kind of want to say yes. I feel like maybe the execution just wasn't there. Foggy has been a bit of a slow starter, almost, I want to say, in those DreamHacks, sometimes a bit inconsistent too. So yeah, let's see if he can pick up the pace here and do better, because he's going to need to do better against an XlorD who's looking incredible right now.
Yeah, the strategy is certainly not bad, but it's also out there for quite a while. Happy had some hard times facing it and tackling it and countering it. But yeah, it's been some water down that river, and XlorD seemingly knows exactly what to do and when to go for what timings. It's the second map, it is a new map, and it is XlorD's map. Can he take the second map as well? So far, everyone in the playoffs who took the lead in a series also took the series eventually. I see a pattern there, Remo. Will that streak be broken? Will we finally have a tied up series? We could do that on Tide Hunters. Let's go.
This is going to be a much different game. This should be a much safer move into the late game for Foggy. This was a great mid-game attack by XlorD we saw in Concealed, but that's only going to work on that map singular. Nowhere else. All the other maps are way easier to creep than natural. The Gnolls and the Poison Dudes on Concealed Hill, really hard to creep. Even with Ancient of War and Tree of Life, it wasn't good enough because XlorD did it so well. Here, Tide Hunters, super easy expo. You don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, will it be that one expo on the right-hand side? Does he go aside, maybe? We saw a little bit more attention to the turtles early, but with the Engine of War position, highly doubt that. Expo position here next to the little crab also looks very, very safe. And also this choke is not too great to attack into. So yeah, it should be an easier game for Foggy, but it's also XlorD's pick. So the Germans see something in Tide Hunters that we're not.
Yeah, he played a sick game against Johnny Cage when he faced him with the crazy beetle steal and stuff, but don't know if he's going to be able to replicate that. There's always a little bit of luck involved with that. So fast expansion is the most likely outcome on such an easy map, but Foggy here, showing his fundamentals are in place at the beginning. He dodges a coil, and at least in my experience, it's very annoying when that coil just flies into nowhere. You don't get that kill. And getting that kill would have been wonderful to get faster to level 2. But the DK, interesting creep route. He's going to head across the map to steal away the enemy natural instantly. We saw this from someone. Who was that again?
Oh, a lot of games, man. A lot of possible people who could have done this. I don't really remember. Was it 1-0 against Lawliot, maybe?
No. Yeah, interesting choice. So the DK is going to take quite some time to get level 2. Steals the natural away. The good thing with this is you can get 3 claws items potentially. At your opponent's natural, at your own natural, at the little camp outside your main. But the keeper was left to freely creep up here for a little bit. But it's not that easy to reach that level 3 here. I guess especially with the natural being partly gone now. But some creeps are left. The ghouls are expected to move out, start creeping, get the DK level 2, like we saw before on Concealed.
Yeah, gonna be pretty much a similar thing. Then I wonder, second crypt again? Yes, no. Expansion earlier? Yes, no. Foggy so far, only teching, no Tree of Life just yet, and only level 2.5. Would love to get these turtles, but XlorD is just waiting to throw one of these coils on the turtles. Was about
now and
yeah, I was about to move out the ghouls, but he sends them back.
A player's forces are under attack.
yeah, waiting for the DK, I guess. But that's completely free reign now to the keeper. XlorD has to expect that's going to result in a level 3 keeper here in just a moment. But also DK gets the level 2. So yeah, it was certainly not the fast expansion play by XlorD. Is he going to again try to expand on tier 2 if he's left alone? Well, it seems like he's certainly going to play Garrigs because second crypt is missing.
Could still be the one crypt dark play with an expansion behind it. Foggy is expanding at the most normal spot. This time Foggy can't dodge that coil from close distance. So this is getting him close to level 3, if not the entire level 3 claws of attack for the Licha as well. Keeper shocking around. Would love to have one more kill right there. Foggy's creeping, looking really good here already. A couple of seconds too late maybe. Here's the level 3 and that's an instant entangle level 2.
That's a TP forced. XlorD wants to bait the next entangle, I guess, but yeah, he has to TP out of this. There we go, and that can be valuable. Lich is going to be greeted with some amazing items here at the start, and XlorD in a very difficult spot now. There's no slaughterhouse coming.
Yeah.
And healing otherwise is expensive.
Ritual Dagger is always an option. Goes for the slaughterhouse now. That means he doesn't have the resources.
player's forces
Blight
are under
and
attack.
Unholy Aura helping out a little bit. Ghouls can still creep. Keeper finds him, and this is now Foggy with the game, how he likes to play it. With the roaming Keeper causing some trouble, causing some stress. I like it.
It's gonna be 2 ghouls going down here. Maybe even 3. Oh, the DK. The DK is playing a dangerous game.
Got it.
Wait a minute, is he dead?
Uh-oh. Well, he got that last in, but was it worth it? Potion of healing! No! Passes it, but it was not enough. Unfortunate situation right here. That was double expensive now. And all that for one last hit. Was it worth the risk?
Player's forces are under attack.
Yeah, and it wasn't just only the last hit as well. Like, he left the Keeper alone for such a long time and stuck on level 1. I think the opening here by XlorD, not the greatest yet on Tidehunters. Surprising, considering what he's shown here, that this was his map pick. Foggy looking way stronger here. He's going to set up the natural. He can creep up a little bit. But Demon level 3, where's he going to get it? Ancient of War
Player's
over at the
forces are under
Knolls.
attack.
But that won't quite be enough.
Oh, I can go to the Turtles with Treants, maybe. That's also kind of far away. He does have a lot of time. Lab is a possibility. There's a lot of experience here on Tidehunters. Foggy, again, sticking to tier 2, sticking to Dryad, sticking to the guns. And Tree is coming up. Keeper is looking for more kills.
A player's forces are under attack.
Yeah, ideally in this matchup you want to slow down Keeper 3 until you have the first statue out. Then it's much harder for the Keeper to find kills. But here the Keeper had just pretty much free reign in the early. It's going to get level 4 soon. And the Demon Hunter creeping up, getting Pendant of Energy. Always nice to have with Moonwells. And XlorD seriously struggling. Seriously struggling this game.
Well, streaks are there to be broken, Remo. And the 1-0 lead streak might be over here. But with a powerful Lich like this, there's always an opportunity to
Oh my god.
back. It's pretty good.
Keeper in the main looking to find some free kills. Oh, and he gets it, just barely.
Ooh. That's annoying. That's one Acolyte here. And yeah, so far, only ghouls, fiends, statues. Wonder...
Guys, check Foggy's Expo.
Dude, 4 out of 5.
Player's
Okay,
forces
What
are
is happening?
I get that you can be inspired by Moon, but not like this.
And it's not
Okay.
just Moon either. It's been happening to so many players, man. It's pretty crazy. Flute of Accuracy for Foggy to buff up these range units even more. He's got mass Dryads coming. This Dryad strategy, like Todd pointed out earlier, has to have a strong economy. Foggy now has it. He wants to get up to 60, 65, and be 70 supply Dryads with upgrades, and then he can safely tech. And then he's got a strong late game transition into Bears, Hippos, Mountain Giants, something like that, maybe Triple Hero. He's always got the Wisp in the north, he knows the opponent's not expanding, and this is the situation that Foggy wants to see when he's playing this strat.
He's also level 3. He fixed the saturation of the expansion, so that's 5 wisps in now. XlorD trying to counter expand on the opposite side of the map. That's pretty nice. Oh, replenishment potion on the ground. There we go. Now that's pretty nice, but it's also a little desperate already, as he sees that there's no way he can break this tree.
A player's forces are under attack.
The question is, Foggy, how quickly is he going to see it, and how aggressively is he going to play against it? Seeing the undead over here in this little passage is already a little sus. He could just use one reveal. He's got, in fact, Dryad standing up there. Oh, seems like he's forgetting about 2 Dryads there on the lab, which could be relevant.
That also
Neko's getting more XP and has 3/3 heroes.
that also happened to Moon, didn't it? Oh boy. Yeah, Foggy clearly a fan. In before, Tinker first, next. XlorD 2/3 at the expansion. Foggy is pushing. Full mana, great inventory as well. With consumables, with potions, scrolls, etc. How much of a factor is this plus 26 Lich?
It's going to be a huge deal. Thankfully, the Dryads have 1 armor upgrade already, otherwise it would be even worse. Illusions, not gonna confuse XlorD, finds the Coil Nova target right away on the correct hero, the Demon Hunter. There is no invul. He didn't buy the invul, what the hell? Has to staff him out because of not having the invul potion. And with that, the expansion is gonna finish, or at least the Haunted and the Ghouls weren't focused too well. Foggy is struggling a little bit in the execution here in this fight. XlorD might be holding. He's got more Dispel, he's got more coils, and that Mana Stone is going to be real nice.
Oh yeah, Blight is of course nice to have as well. Engine of War still a factor in this, might be nuked down soon, but not only is the Lich a weapon, he's stacking up on piercing damage with these Fiends, and the Dryads might be in problems down the road. If he consumes the Mana Stone, DK might be in trouble. Potion is on cooldown, uses the heal scroll first. Oh, there we go, has to be staffed out again.
Means the archers are easy kills now. I'll try with a deny there. I don't think it quite worked out. Doesn't want to have to use the mana potion or the mana stone out of a fight. Although one more kill would be level 4. Can the Lich reach for a Nova? I guess just simply running down the archer is good enough. And that's level 4. And that's a big deal.
Aura's pretty nice to have. On the other side, we are on the way to tier 3 for Foggy. Second attack upgrade, Dryads, Bear transition. Looking forward to these orbs that he now can afford because he's on 2 bases for quite some time. But then what? XlorD will arrive on the 2 bases as well. And then I wouldn't mind seeing a 3rd production building, maybe even double slaughterhouse against all these Dryads. And Bear's coming in, and he's getting caught here. Nuke on the Demon Hunter once again. Always, always, always nuke the Demon Hunter first.
Yeah, having no bonus items on the Demon is a little annoying, but there's a staff, of course, to get him out. Foggy was just poking with his tier 2 while getting ready for the late game tier 3 transition. His tier 3, in fact, is going to be finished in a moment. And he's getting a second shop for double orb right away. XlorD still chasing. Foggy doesn't want to have to use the TP. But maybe he must. And XlorD certainly in a good position again in this game. You wouldn't think that he lost the DK so early on.
True. Absolutely true. Level 4 Lich as well. The damage is crazy with the Mantle of Intelligence.
What's up with these items? 3 claws, mana pot, mana stone, mantle. Sick drops for XlorD.
Big mana. This is so much mana. I mean, the Demon Hunter can burn all he wants, but there's always gonna be mana. There's Dark Ritual, and there's 2 consumables here. Unbelievable. Foggy trying to go for the red spot. That is a ton of damage thanks to the granite. He's forced into a TP, picks up the item, claws plus 12. Wait, what? Is he forced into this TP?
I think he felt he had to get back home by the orbs and then defend.
Okay.
Because attack is coming in, but we do have Nature's Bless, so it's a little bit harder to take out this base. Foggy has some bears now coming in. Dryad's not the best late game units, but very well upgraded here at 2-2.
Whew, okay, this is gonna be an important fight. Demon Hunter has nothing on him to use, needs to be staffed out immediately. Oh, that looked a little wonky over there. DK also at 50%, trying to nuke something else now as he can spam everything. He has all the mana in the world. Demon Hunter is back. Everything he can use is on cooldown. Needs to spread the poison, and that's exactly what he does. And he's forcing XlorD back. Expo still holding.
Doesn't get the Fiend because the focus fire wasn't quite there. If he goes with both heroes on the Fiend, could have gotten that kill. Of course, only 1 Fiend in the grand scheme of things, but I think Foggy is not looking flawless in his fight execution, which is a problem later on if he doesn't clean that up. He's at the marketplace though. What item is he looking at? What has caught his fancy is the question. We got a Warsong Battle Drums. Hell yeah, here we go. There's also Helm of Valor in the shop, which would be amazing for the demon, but it's kind of slot-starved.
Battle Bongos plus Roar. That sounds wonderful, of course. But on the other side, we got Abominations, and unlike Mikhail earlier, he goes for Disease Cloud very, very early on. Both on 2 bases, and oftentimes when we see Night Elf vs. Undead on 2 base, Night Elves tend to go for the 3rd one. XlorD is looking for it pretty much everywhere. And there it is not? Okay, I thought he queued it already. And there's no resources for it at the moment, but Foggy is certainly getting ready for this. Invis.
All right, we
Invis?
have...
Invis again over Invul? Oh no, we got the Invul as well, sorry.
Yeah. I feel like he didn't prioritize Invul enough before, but he's gonna have it now. Levels on Foggy. Pale in comparison to XlorD.
XlorD has a huge experience lead once again, close to 5 on the DK. He got a Robe of the Magi. This Lich is plus 30, and he even sold the mantle earlier.
Yeah, that's crazy high damage, but that can also be expected from the bears. 3-0 upgrades, more bears coming. And Foggy, I think at 80, he may want to look for a fight.
He's checking the army out. Invisible Demon Hunter there. Knows exactly what's up. 2-0 upgrades, okay. A-bombs with Disease Cloud, okay. Does he feel like he needs a counter to the A-bombs already?
Misclick on the Keeper. He wastes the invul. He tried to go for the Wand of Illusion. Foggy, what's going on?
Unbelievable.
Now he's just getting nuked.
And that means the Demon Hunter can't be staffed. Oh, he abandons the staff to be able to get the Demon Hunter out. But oh my god, oh my god. A-bombs catch quite a bit of damage here. Good illusions on the bears. So eventually it is working out. But yeah, Foggy is shaky.
Yeah, that was one of the clearest ones of this game. But there have been a couple where his execution isn't quite on the top level. Bears now stuck in the back. Of course, they don't have movement speed. Auras here to help them out. Mana burns need to be there. DK now out of mana. He used the mana stone, the mana potion before. Mana stone still in the inventory, but on cooldown right now. Dryad's trying to go for the destroyers, but they're chasing too deep. One more destroyer to fall, and Foggy losing Dryad especially quite quickly. Entangle on the DK. He might be in trouble, but there's potions still to protect him. Invul potion with that, it will survive for a little bit longer. Keeper level 5. Bears, when they find the connection, do tremendous damage against these fees.
Level 5 on the Lich now, exactly. The Concave was good. Here's Burrow. Not sure. Nope, we don't have reveal. Now there is from the lab, probably. No focus anymore, so XlorD gets out, but this time he loses the Fiend in focus fire. Quite a wild brawl. Dust settles. Foggy with the supply lead. And the levels are getting there as well. 5 on the Keeper, Demon 4.3, super tanky now, and a second expansion coming up as well as Double Engine of Wind.
Yeah, very nice. As long as you have mass Dryads, you are pretty much set with anti-air, but in the late game, Dryads will fall, and then you don't want to remake Dryads. They're not so good anymore. You want to go into something else, and that is going to be Hippos. Hippos and Bears, pretty much the Night Elf version of Knight's Gyros, which can be really good against Undead. I would have loved for XlorD after he was sitting safely on 2 bases to go for a Frostworm or to go for a Boneyard for Frostworms then later. Can be good if you're facing a lot of bears. Of course, also not too easy against Hippogriffs potentially, but as long as there's a Fiend count, it could work. Fiend count is looking solid, kind of, but the upgrades, a little underwhelming. XlorD has to catch up on those. And he's finally getting the 3rd attack upgrade.
3rd attack upgrade, lots of damage then. On the other side, we have that for quite some time, as Foggy can afford that. 3-2 already. That's crazy. Main gold mines, little comparison here. 2,000 for Foggy, 2,200 for XlorD. Double slaughterhouse, mass A-bombs versus mass bears.
Chimroost is oftentimes what we see as the counter to precisely this.
Not yet, though.
Not yet, no.
I wonder why. Because it's maybe things with these hero levels, it's countered too easily.
A player's forces are under attack.
Oh, by the way, XlorD burned through the Mana Stone and the big potion. Quite a big deal. Calm before the storm once again. Both at 80. This is going to be a gigantic fight coming up. Remo, silent. XlorD. Not in his
Remo
chair.
is meditating.
Is that a coincidence that Remo is silent and XlorD has to leave for a second as well? I'm not too sure. Foggy here. Looking composed.
Emergency meeting.
Yeah. Coach, meeting. Let's go.
It's been a great game so far, I gotta say. Both players on 80 supply currently, like tons of upgrades. +3 for XlorD. 3-2 for Foggy. Very impressive game.
Yeah, they
So I had
counter
to
each
do a
other.
little coach huddle right there. You know, I gotta aid my apprentices, and now we know what to do.
With
No, just
you,
kidding.
with you two, I wonder, is it Coach Huddle or Coach Cuddle?
Both.
But that must always be combined, Neo. On coaching school, that's what they teach you day one. So,
I can see Remo being like, you know, the jock, you know, like doing the huddle. Carnova on 3.
win on me, win on 3, win!
Right, XlorD is back, and so are we. Yeah, the calm before the storm right here. 80 supply on both sides. Is one of them breaking? Foggy has the supply open and is about to have the third base. XlorD a little under the gun.
You seeing these A-bombs right there, Neo?
Forces are
Yep.
under attack.
That's what we call 0-0 A-bombs
Yep.
against 3-2 bears. I don't know if that is enough of a clue for you, but they're gonna have a tough time. They're gonna have what we call a pretty damn tough time. Night Elf late game upgrades, one of their biggest advantages in the super late game. Night Elf heroes in terms of spell power are usually pretty weak, but units, upgrade advantage, and orbs, that is their strength. And Foggy, he just retrained? Level 3 Thorns Aura to give these A-bombs even harder of a time.
Not bad. There's gonna be destroyers, I believe. There's only 3 statues on the ground, but there should be there's 1 already, so it might be 2. And Thorn's Aura can't be dispelled, can't be gotten rid of. And if it's this mass melee fight, then yeah, why not? On the one hand, we will have damage via Disease Cloud. On the other hand, we're gonna have quite some return damage via Thorn's Aura. Not sure if I ever saw level 3 Thorn's Aura.
It'll be very important to properly get the hippos into the fight. Ideally, you want to spread them out into a broad fan. If you just clump them all up, the Nova is going to be super effective against them.
It's not
Of course,
easy
we
to
have also-
engage for Foggy here, I think. So far, it's a lot of free damage. 90 pop against 90. Crazy.
I should have gone for some armor upgrades on these A-bombs, I believe. But that tree might be falling. Or will it? Hippogriffs flying in. All just getting webbed. None of them being useful so far. Bear front line is huge. But A-bombs are still tanky, even without too much armor.
The Demon Hunter was stuck behind the bears at the trees. He couldn't do anything, really. Now joins the fight. Good Devour to heal up this Destroyer, but he's still in focus fire, is about to get down. 90 supply still for Foggy.
Losing more and more units. Demon Hunter level 5. Ultimates for the Night Elf always a huge deal. The DK. I thought he brought a TP, but he didn't.
No.
There's only a mana potion here for XlorD. He's pretty much stuck in this position. Frost Armor trying to get away. The Death Knight, 61 supply for XlorD, 72 for Foggy. Still a winnable fight, but the last Destroyer is gonna fall.
Uh-oh.
The Keeper's about to get level 6.
Man, these big fights. Oh, man, the Tranquility could be sick if he's going for it. There. Oh, beautiful. Coil in the air, but the DK. Invo Potion last second, but this is only for so long. Still chasing. Third base up for Foggy. Foggy and these big fights, man. He might have a couple of problems with a Wand of Illusion, but when it's 90 or 100 supply, he is so good at doing the right thing.
Yeah, he's pushing forward now on 3 bases. He can produce like crazy. He could even go for, I don't know, some chims maybe. Foggy this game, by the way, never went for a Shredder. Still had so much lumber. Paid really close attention to his lumber economy. Very well done. Didn't go for that expensive Shredder, which way too many Night Elves way overbuy. Foggy knew exactly what he had to do, and now seems to be in prime position to take out the expansion. XlorD has to defend. He cannot win this game without this expo.
But he's at 58 against 83. How do you even start thinking of engaging here? I guess all the hopes you got are in press C, press N, kill a hero?
Keeper, of course, especially is going to be the viable target there.
Tranquility
Tranquility.
again.
It's going to be even harder. The mana burns connecting. One thing that XlorD hasn't done perfectly is keep his DK out of Demon Hunter range. Of course, that is way easier said than done when you have to micro your whole army, perfectly kiting, perfectly focusing, and then also having the DK on hold position always in the back. It's a lot to ask. And not happening this time. Foggy pushing forward, fighting now on Blight. He doesn't care anymore. He's got so much supply, he's got such a strong army, he's almost got perfect upgrades, forcing the next invul potion here out of XlorD. DK's about to get level 6, but unfortunately, Death Knight has the worst ultimate in the game, so that's not gonna make much of a difference.
What do you mean? He can resurrect crabs on this map. Isn't that awesome? Here we have Entangle, Focus Fire, and that is game indeed. Foggy. Finally, we got ourselves a series in these playoffs. It was always one player taking the 2-0 lead. That is not the case anymore. Foggy strikes back, and we have ourselves the best of 3.
Yeah, very impressive late game from both players. They were not even really scouting one another that much, and they both knew exactly when to break upkeep and go into high upkeep, so over 80. XlorD, the absorb mana, he turned off the orb while he was attacking the tree. He was trying to force a quick fight, but Foggy set up the perfect engagements. And XlorD didn't realize that some of these players were illusions, so they were tanking pretty much for the whole time. I think even without that, he was still doing pretty well and fighting in a good position. Like, XlorD's attack was pretty much an all-in. It had to work there because he wasn't taking one more expo, and as soon as that was defended, then Foggy had won. Great game. Good to see some longer game being played as well.
Give me more of what we love. We got Autumn Leaves, Echo Owls, and Last Refuge coming up for you. This is a wonderful best of 5 already. Who's gonna claim match points on map 3? Gonna see about that after a little break.
Once upon a time, we had it all, sitting safe behind our castle wall. Fast forward to the siren in the distance, getting closer by the minute. Will you stand and answer to the call? Burn like a fire, willful and wild. This is the night that you were made for. Don't close your eyes, safer to stare into the sun.
We're back at DreamHack, everybody. The series is tied. We finally got ourselves a 1-1 after weeks of waiting here, I guess. It is now map 3. It is another new map. It is Autumn Leaves.
Yeah, and I feel like it's kind of hard to pick out exactly what went wrong here for XlorD. Maybe the end game composition wasn't there. Not sure if you should go for this many A-bomb. Like one with Disease Cloud is always great, but there was so many bears, you just couldn't counter them. I don't know, maybe either Frostworm or Destroyer or Banshee all seem like better options than what he did, maybe.
XlorD
I
seems...
think the position was a big problem there for him as well. He attacked the expansion, but against bears, you always have to have an avenue to leave again. You have to run, you have to kite, you have to make use of move speed, aura, frost nova, and frost armor. And if you're stuck in a corner, everything is gonna die. Of course, then it was in a bad spot already after that DK loss. But I think it's a great series, boys. These two are evenly matched. And we'll see who takes it on map 3.
It is amazing WarCraft here at DreamHack Open Summer. Let's go. Who claims match points? Foggy versus XlorD. Whoo! Sky is the limit for these two. In the bottom left in the yellow from the Ukraine, it's the 2-time vice champion of WGL in Foggy, opening up again with the Keeper of the Grove. And in the upper right for Mousesports, fittingly in red, the 2-time German champion, XlorD. So, same openings, I guess. DK, Keeper. Where do we go, though?
We haven't seen the fast expansion yet by XlorD. This could be a map to do it on. Very easy to creep. It is, of course, close to the opponent, but doesn't have to be so problematic if the enemy has to wait a long time for hunts anyways, which would be the case if the hunter's push is to come. And with the center expo position, by the way, it's oftentimes not too easy for the Nile to set up aggressive APs if the unit is scouting for it. But it seems like XlorD rather sees this strategy as gimmicky, perhaps, because he very rarely plays the fast expo, unlike 120, for example, from whom we've seen that quite a bit.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You remember when Todd and you in one cast of the Asian region were talking about how the StarCraft players oftentimes have like an intro song to a game? Feels like it's the same for XlorD. He was sitting there in his chair in the break, just bopping here and there, enjoying himself while looking super focused. Hopefully we get a chance to ask him about that. Foggy 100% focused there as well. Sometimes for us here at the production, it's hard to see if his camera is frozen or if he's just so focused or if he's, I don't know, meditating a little bit. Both possible. We go for the expansion on the Night Elf side after finding the first claw.
Sick creep by Foggy. He pulls out this camp, and of course on a new map like this, the creep routes aren't that set in stone and well known yet. And the first mistake by XlorD. This is something you should be scouting for with the Acolyte. Easy now that we know this is a possibility. Perhaps before now nobody knew. DK coming in could be a huge steal if he gets it. Oh, split second. Doesn't get the XP. It goes to the Keeper and he gets a Pendant of Energy. Crazy items for Foggy. Great opening creep route. Perhaps even able to save the Archer. And Foggy off to a hot start.
It just turned nighttime. There is dust now, but the Archer is safe to the side, so she's safe, being threatened by the skeletons once again. Just a battle for the staff. Could very, very well be. And XlorD gets it.
And again, XlorD with a late level 2. Behind this, he could have sent the ghouls over to the green, could have gotten that level 2 much faster. This has been happening on all 3 maps. The level 2 creep is pretty slow. Ghouls now heading south to be aggressive or to creep. We're not quite sure. And seems almost a little indecisive. XlorD sends him south, sends him back. But he scouts the tree extremely early. Could wake up the creeps here, I suppose.
And that leads to a cancel. Tree is still there. XlorD teleports home to finish this Archer. Finally! To give him level 2 and to give Foggy not the slightest inch to like steal this camp or something. With an Archer shot, that is really hard to do. But you know, on this level, not unlikely. Hunter Soul, tier 2, second expansion attempt on the left-hand side.
XlorD must know that the Keeper's gonna be level 3 in no time, so now he has to power creep super fast to get level 3 himself. He can take his own natural into enemy natural, and that might be enough. I'm not quite sure if it is. So far, items for XlorD, excellent. Next one for him. Double rope. Oh my god, dude. These item hacks just continue for XlorD.
Not only... Oh, Ghoul lost to the creeps. Unfortunate. Guess there was a coil maybe just a little bit too greedy. Yeah, the features on the maps are getting better with the deny indicator and the zoom, etc. So the item hacks for the players are getting better and better as well. Just joking here, of course. 100 Salt finishes around the same time as the tech, so that's pretty much perfect. And so far, we're on one base. And again, there's no second crypt, or is there now? No, Slaughterhouse and the Fiend transition.
DK again kind of wasting his time, going to the south, thinking maybe there's an expansion. And a lot of this wasted time and mistakes by XlorD comes down to the Acolyte. It only moves now. It was patrolling at the green camp for like 5 minutes. Well, I'm exaggerating. It wasn't quite 5 minutes, but it was 2 to 3 minutes, which is not perfect, obviously. And on this top level is expected to be done a little bit better. But the DK is going to get level 3. The Keeper's level 3. And items are absolutely gorgeous for both of them.
Absolutely. Nobody can complain here. Nothing is decided yet, of course. The fights are gonna be the most important thing. XlorD with a double ziggurat to rise up to 50. Foggy making sure that his expansion is coming up always. Like, it seems to be a very high priority for him now. Oop, Coil Nova. To get that Nature's Blessing up as soon as possible. Always very quickly after arriving on tier 2. And he's forcing the Keeper into a town portal.
Did you see that? He faked the Nova. He cancelled it, and the TP was still used. So something we've seen a lot on Autumn Leaves is it can be hard to level your second hero. Demon Hunter is out. How is he gonna creep level 3 now? It is not easy.
Not really, especially with the expansion gone. So you can go to the left-hand side. There's still the green. There's still the consumable camp. But yeah, can you contest the middle? This feels impossible.
I think XlorD is fine if he just sticks around right here. Just keeps throwing Coil Nova and just prevents the Demon Hunter from leveling up. Fighting a level 1 demon in the late game is super easy. Either you just ignore him because he doesn't do anything in the first place, or you just nuke him because on level 1 he's super squishy.
Exactly. No evasion here. And also no items that help him tank, right? So tier 3 has been reached. XlorD powering up for that big spike with Orb and Destroyers. First lore finishes, second lore as well. But still not mining from this expo. So far, this is only an investment.
A player's forces are under attack.
He's gonna clear out the natural. And in the meantime, Lich and Ghouls heading north for a possible counter expo. Or maybe just a bit of creeping. That merchant creep is instant level 2, so always very valuable to especially second heroes. The demon's gonna get it, the Lich is gonna get it. And now might be the time for the Keeper to be aggressive and look for quills, but because he lost the TP, it's very scary to do.
Yeah, not only that, he also lost the Telestaff to XlorD at the shop prior. So he basically has no escape mechanism here. Gotta be really careful with that. Lich, what a blessing, man. Plus 13 right off the bat. Keeper says hello. Ghouls. That was an opportunity.
He was once a round away from losing this game.
Foggy goes for the Book of the Dead. So far, no Destroyer up. Update not finished yet. So level 2 has been reached. Nova goes into the back, and these archers, they suffer.
Feeling the pain right away. 3 archers going down in the same second. That dispel is going to be huge. Hits the Fiend and 2 Treants, but the Fiend still goes down. Nice split by Foggy, spreading his army into multiple directions. And that Book of the Dead, yes, it's going to be dispelled at some point, but it's buying quite a bit of time.
He wants the Engine of War gone to prevent more creeping. Can't really get it. XlorD abandons this attack. More dispel, more experience. Treants gone. Of course, a little bit more reju for the Destroyer as well. Lich in a bit of trouble, but he salvages this nicely by pulling all the ghouls. This is time for Foggy to finally start mining now.
Love to creep the rest of the camp there, ideally with a demon solo. XlorD is still around, but not so interested in the fight anymore. Is this where we're going to see the counter expansion again? There's an Acolyte up there, very much looks like it, but great scout by Foggy seeing this.
Yeah, I had the feeling as well after XlorD not pushing through with this. Okay, Demon Hunter has the scary level 3. So far, only Dryads, 1-1. XlorD getting the camp on the left-hand side, Foggy getting the camp on the right-hand side, sharing this pretty nicely. Rune Bracers.
Players' forces are under attack.
Worthless for the undead, but at least he keeps it away from the demon who would have loved to have such an item.
Exactly. Okay, XlorD. How do you do this now? It's way more similar to Tidehunters than it is to Concealed. But we're also far away from tier 3, so XlorD has not too much to fear yet.
Ring +4. Last couple of items now for XlorD have been bad. Small ring, rune bracers, and a medium ring. After having really good ones before. Lich level 3, DK about to get 4, so big level ups here for XlorD. He can continue to creep next to his expansion and keep the second base safe with this. Foggy, not interested in being aggressive here, he's just creeping the big ones, the red camps, and it's probably teching, right?
Yeah.
There we go. Tier 3, getting ready for the late game.
And you will be extremely proud of Foggy if you look at these Dryads, right? 2-1, 2-2 already in research. This is pretty exceptional for Night Elf players. And Legion Doomhorn.
Legion.
Absolute dream, because A-bombs will be coming, Disease Cloud will be coming, and Unholy Aura is kind of countering that, plus giving you more move speed.
Yeah, best item on the map for Foggy. Absolute dream indeed. Invis Potion on the Demon Hunter once again. I really like this. Late game Invis Potions on the Demon. He's gonna get off 1 mana burn out of nowhere as a surprise, and normally easily a second one without being nuked out of the fight. Sentry Ward also really good for XlorD. He can position that perfectly to keep watch on the red camp and not suffer from the nighttime vision disadvantage so much.
Keeper is going north. He has a Telestaff of his own now, and XlorD's expansion is not protected at all. So either he gives it up, or he takes quite some damage on it, or he's forced back to give Foggy more map control.
Staff back. The Haunted should not be getting killed, I think. Yeah, Keeper's out of mana. Destroyer's coming back. At the end of the day, it's only one Acolyte going down.
A player's forces are under attack.
Tier 3 done. Now the shop was skipping that for a long time to queue maybe an upgrade more. And he's not forgetting about Moonwells at all. It feels like both players have arrived on their peak level. No big mistakes anymore. XlorD not losing the hero in the early stages of the game. Foggy not making big mistakes like using the invul unnecessarily. Getting better and better here.
XlorD also hoping for the perfect item. Cadgus Pipe or Ancient Django. Those are the two best ones. And I wonder if Foggy shouldn't have contested this camp. He's got such a big army, 70 supply. And he kind of wants to rotate it out of Dryads anyway, sooner rather than later. This was perhaps a little too passive for Foggy to not contest the red, but I guess he was waiting for the double Orb of Venom. He's going to get that now. But XlorD got the big item. Helm of Valor, which is honestly really bad.
Feels bad, especially in comparison. Like, you can't try to ignore inventory of your opponent if you feel like he's more lucky than I am today, so let's just ignore it. But you always see this Unholy Aura. And Foggy is basically doing nothing at the moment.
It's not even expanding. He didn't get a Shredder. Again, by the way.
Forces are under attack.
But he still got the lumber. 3-2 upgrades. That's what we saw before.
He's just powering up for this attack. Heal Scroll, Invis Demon Hunter with another Heal Scroll and an Invul. XlorD is kind of gambling on the fact that there's either the red spot or an expansion. there's nothing. He has a TP, he also has a heal scroll, and he's waiting for Disease Cloud, but that upgrade does take some time.
How many ghouls does he have? 4 ghouls. I think XlorD should add in a 5th ghoul to spam more upgrades. It's only 120 gold, should easily be able to afford it, and having 3 on fiends fast and then armor upgrades on A-bombs is usually what you want. If you go heavy into A-bombs, which you don't have to. But is what he did before, and the double slaughterhouse certainly seems to indicate that.
Mana burn.
Foggy
Right.
playing this really calculated, really slow until now. Here we go. Now he's engaging into the big fight. XlorD, is he going to take this? He could also just TP out if he wants. He's got a good position here to kite around the tree line.
Denies this one, spreads the disease. I was about to say, he invested so much into Abomination and Disease Cloud and can't really benefit from it yet. Here's the first A-bomb, but 2 HP.
Should remind him to get cannibalized.
It was the frost armor that saved him. And this is the 3rd gold mine for Foggy coming up. This is hippos coming and there's no web. Can of course be nuked, but then that nuke is not ending up on the Demon Hunter. That means free reign on the Demon Hunter. That means more mana burn. That means less Coil Nova.
I think XlorD just forgot about it. At around 65 plus, you just automatically want to get web because, you know, on 2 bases you got so many resources. So that could definitely catch him by surprise. And again, the DK, the positioning is too far forward. The DK shouldn't be in the front row to get burned like this. But he does have double mana potion. That's going to help him out. Foggy's going to TP out. Doesn't want to be part of this fight anymore. Loses only 1 bear. That's fine.
Yeah, both players decline the invitation to dance for now. Take a lesson or 2 and then try again. XlorD's Sentry Ward here is incredible.
Didn't rush over there right away to get the cancel, and Foggy is getting into position to defend. And yeah, this will not be the easy cancel that XlorD was hoping for. And again, he's going to find himself 2 base versus 3.
We get the 3rd defense upgrade. 3/3 maxed out bears, dryads, hippos. A-bombs, he's researching the first defense upgrade now. It's at 50%. Does take quite a bit of time. 80 food versus 83. Foggy breaking up. Keep XlorD about to break this X-book.
Aggressive coil, 1 staff use on the bear. Very few bears. Foggy didn't have the opportunity to trade out his dryads and go into better units. The demon has to go into the invul potion. I think Foggy stayed on dryads too long, didn't fight early enough at the red camp. That was the crucial moment to trade out these dryads. And now, with too many dryads, Foggy is going to lose the expansion.
He's gonna lose the expansion. He's paying a lot of upkeep now. And XlorD is still getting better. Web is almost finished. 2nd defense upgrade coming. He learned his lesson from game 2, that's for sure.
Mana burn's looking really good now. XlorD, he did his job. He can TP out if he wants, but he's looking for more kills first. Destroyer positioning looking good so far. First heal scroll used. Dryads chasing deep after these destroyers. Foggy's not microing the Dryads quickly enough back, perhaps. And even with 3 armor upgrades, they will die quickly to all this Fiend focus fire. Some Fiends also going down. More rejuves coming in. Lots of things to handle in this fight for both players. The Burrows actually saving these units. We don't have detection by Foggy. That is certainly a noticeable mistake. 3 Fiends burrowed, unburrowing, all saved.
Wow.
Foggy needs to get some dust or Wisp reveal or something.
Big point for XlorD. Everything is so low. This could have turned sideways. There was 13 supply in jeopardy. It was Foggy starting this fight with an expansion up and with more supply. And now, as the dust settles, it is XlorD at 80 with a small supply lead. Bases are even. And usually, it's the Night Elf who can regen so quickly thanks to Moonwells and basically instantly. But now we got Cannibalize, we got Burrow, we got Statues. This region is incredible.
Only thing missing is the wonderful ritual dagger. XlorD even has some inventory slots still left.
Second Engine of Wind. How much gold is in the mines? 900 for Foggy. Oh, XlorD only 4 acolytes, but it should be fine. I guess it's on purpose. He wants to expand in the middle. Level 5. There was a wisp, right? I think
Yes,
so.
it was.
Ghouls on the
Ghouls
left-hand
on the
side.
left.
Yeah.
Do they want to creep or do they want to... Sometimes when a very hectic fight is happening, you can also send a couple of ghouls into the main to kill 2 or 3 moonwells, which can work, but... Okay, it was just for creeping. Alright.
At least for now. And now XlorD is in the position that he adores. Just sit in your base and wait for your opponent to come in while making sure that you're not getting out expanded.
Foggy has 1,000 gold though.
Oh.
In half a minute or so, he can go to 100 supply. And 100 supply bears, hippos, dryads is really scary. And is honestly much easier for the Night Elf to micro than it is for the undead, as the supply gets so high. More destroyers getting morphed, XlorD himself at 90. But of course, the most efficient way you can play an undead army is focus one target at a time. But when the armies are so huge, it's pretty much impossible that the entire army attacks only one target. And this Demon Hunter and Keeper both still not close to 5.
Not really, no. Demon Hunter is doing a good job burning after the invis. Is XlorD expecting another expansion bottom right? Foggy could just move the Tree of Eternity over. Both heroes close. Not donating any of these hippos. How many do we have? 6.
He doesn't have Wellspring. That's the one upgrade he definitely forgot about.
Hey, at least he got Ultra Vision and Nature's Blessing, right? 2 out of 3, it's not too bad. At 100 supply, maxed out. Yeah, you definitely should have this upgrade.
He got like 12 different upgrades, but unfortunately on Wellspring, you know, sometimes it slips your mind. It is one of the sickest value upgrades you can have. Maybe he's gonna realize it. Honestly, so far I didn't punish him too much because he always had enough moon juice. But that could change at some point.
So, we're in a position now where Foggy is moving the Tree of Eternity over. Wisps will be in the fight. That means if he uses the staff, he can't heal up immediately at the Moonwells. But is XlorD ready for this? A big 200 supply fight is brewing up. We do have a Narrow Tower. We have a little bit of Blight. We have a nuke on these Wisps, so no detonates so far. XlorD, can you hold, or Foggy, can you break him?
XlorD is kind of going to the same position as last game. He's backing himself against the corner. Now he realizes he has to leave this position to be able to kite back further. Lich with the Nova connecting well, but the Hippogriffs also doing good damage. Some of them getting webbed. It's a huge fight. DK now way in the back. The coils are super strong. The Demon Hunter can never reach this DK. But the Destroyers are the fight for now, it would seem.
Looks like it. Bears win the fight against A-Bombs. Finally level 5. That tells you that Foggy killed a lot in this. XlorD is down to 70. Only now starts mining while Foggy is throwing everything into this attack. One destroyer down right there. A-Bombs are almost falling right before the detonate. Super close, but the Hippos take control over the air. And what do you do then when there's no destroyers anymore? The Keeper reigns supreme. The Demon Hunter is super powerful. Foggy is having a wonderful fight. He knew this timing would be his. Demon Hunter might be in jeopardy, getting staffed out. Far away from the Moonwells though. XlorD, what can you do with your 55 supply?
May have to TP out this in a moment. DK dropping low. The focus of the next attack. Minor Burn coming in again. There was no coil. Level 5 for the Lich. Finally, but perhaps too late. He can kill all the Wisps with the Nova. Didn't place it perfectly. DK has to TP out. Foggy wins the fight very, very clearly. He's going to take out this expansion and can expand himself now.
Unbelievable fight by Foggy. This army composition was so good. And the DK has an Invo potion. Is he forced into that? Not just yet. And Tangle Mana Burn right clicks. And so far, oh my god, can he hold this somehow?
Oh, the Ancient of War!
Oh,
The last attack!
it is indeed
Oh my god.
the second last attack that this Engine of War will ever do, and what an important one. This buys so much time, and the Tree of Eternity is already on the way over. Foggy in a knockout position.
Really a great series we're seeing between the two. Very evenly matched. It's going back and forth, but now Foggy seems to be firmly in the driver's seat. 80 supplies still. He's got the ultimate late game army. Bears, hippos, dryads. No longer mountain giants. And XlorD didn't quite have enough there to hold off against that attack. Now it's desperation mode. XlorD knows he has to kill this base. He cannot keep up with 1 versus 2 mining gold mines.
But the EHP of a Tree of Eternity is crazy. 2000 HP, 7 armor, nothing to be underestimated. So there's no nuke either, no mana post on the DK, he doesn't even have a single coil. And this is just brutal for XlorD. Foggy claims match points here on Autumn Leaves if nothing goes completely wrong. Demon Hunter is close to level 6. Will we celebrate this with Metamorphosis after seeing Tranquility in game 1? No, we don't. It is Foggy after being 1-0 down. Now with the lead, 2-1, turns the series over and has match points on map 4.
And it seems like the high upkeep games belong to Foggy here so far. Anytime he can get over 80 supply, or even just to 80 supply in general, he's gonna do really well. He knows exactly what composition to go into, which spells to go for. Didn't quite retrain this time, he just went for Thorn's Aura level 1. Always had enough scrolls, and these upgrades are so crazy. He gets like 1-2 in no time, 2-2, keeps going when he reaches tier 3. And despite losing his third base, that didn't really bother him. He knew he could go for the big attack, didn't even use all of the wisps immediately. Really well played by Foggy. If he keeps this up, he's gonna go all the way to the grand finals and try to challenge either Hawk or Happy.
The decision making is what gets Foggy the victories here after being a little shaky in the beginning of this series. XlorD, maybe rethink that. He improved from game 1 to game 3, but it still wasn't enough. Some puzzle pieces missing. What's that gonna be? We have Foggy on match points. Up in a bit.
Once upon a time, we had it all, sitting safe behind our castle wall. Fast forward to the siren in the distance, getting closer by the minute. Will you stand and answer to the call? Run like a fire, willful and wild. This is the night that you were made for. Don't close your eyes, safer to stare into the sun than to turn away from what you could become. This was once a perfect symphony, soft and steady like a heartbeat. But these notes turn dissonant and sour, getting violently devoured. So will you stand or let the curtain fall? Run like a fire, willful and wild. This is the night that you were made for. Don't close your eyes, safer to stare into the
Wonderful games between Foggy and XlorD, taking it to a 2-1 for the Ukrainian. These are the finalists of fall and winter clashing, but there can only be one in the grand final. XlorD is here, Foggy is here. We're about to kick this off once again, and the map is Echo Isles.
And right now, Foggy is dominating the bigger supply games. He's doing exactly what he needs to do. I think it's for XlorD to try and do something different. Obviously, the way you get to that stage and what happens before is going to be important. But in the late game, it really feels like he wasn't even that close, I felt like, to be honest. I don't know what you guys think, but it felt like it was just Foggy running the show in the late game. What do you think XlorD is listening to?
Some Cardi B, maybe?
Money flow would be my guess.
Money flow? Oh, dude, I don't want to know what that is, man. Foggy clearly focused. I'm not even sure if he wears headphones. Oh, he does wear headphones, but yeah. XlorD talking to himself, whistling a little, bopping up and down. He is facing elimination, though. It's the semifinal, the end. Can Foggy get revenge for the defeat he suffered at WarCraft Champions? This is the map where he defeated Happy for the first time in this best of 5, and history could repeat right there. Will XlorD find himself in a mouse trap after map 4? Will we go full distance for the first time here at DreamHack Summer? Echo Isles will tell us.
I think XlorD should go back to the gargoyle style. Because Foggy always plays Keeper, Demon, there's no AoE, Gargs are strong, and more importantly, Mass Gargs and Worms is way easier to execute than Fiend A-Bomb Destroyer. In high upkeep, that army is almost impossible to control. It's probably only Happy, the only player in the whole world who can do it. If you play Gargs Worms, it's a lot easier to do that. And this map here, you can even start off with a fast expansion into Gargs. Is XlorD finally going to start playing the fast expo? Or is he even going to refrain from doing that on the best fast expo?
Yeah, it is a very, very different map to what we've seen before. There's no third expansion to be claimed in a normal game for one of these players, so no one can go up a base 3-2. Foggy, I thought there was a little chance for a Warden. You will laugh now, but of course it is the Keeper here in Foggy's hands. And for XlorD, unlike 1-0, there's no crypt rush on a decider game like that. Not when you're facing elimination in the biggest playoffs of the region.
He is heading south right away with 3 ghouls. Oftentimes that would make one think that this might be a fast expo, but we don't have a sacrificial skull, so in fact is not looking like that at all. While the Keeper is not running down south to harass, instead is stealing away the Claws camp at the beginning, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, expansion.
And still keeping the creeping up, or the scouting rather, with the Wisp.
Experience very rare on this map, not unlimited, so every single piece that you can take off of your opponent's side of the map is valuable. Gets you ahead, puts your opponent down. XlorD taking quite a bit of damage on his DK here. Scouting on the right hand side, but can't really find the Keeper, not really knowing what is up, and moves the ghouls and all the skeletons back. Tex.
Whereas at level 2 now, can't get too easily to the Acolytes. How much he would love to just snipe one Acolyte right there, but it's not gonna be made too easy for him. He could kill a ghoul, but that wouldn't be so painful for XlorD. He wants to get that Telestaff again. This has really become a turning point, a focal point for XlorD in this matchup. Get the Telestaff, get that mobility.
Yeah, it's also taking one of Foggy's best weapons away. He's so good with that. But look at this cheeky Ogre Magi creep. Eats to the trees, but oh my, XlorD sees it with a skeleton. It was so close to expiring. And then this Telestaff wouldn't have worked, but this way he can disrupt it. Does he have vision for the coil, actually? I'm not sure. Oh, Foggy's making sure that the DK can't throw anything.
Good patience by Foggy. Threatening the DK as he's coming in, and the last hit should go to him here in the end. Ghouls now coming out.
A player's forces are under attack.
Again, they could have been a little bit earlier, could have crept the green right away, gotten level 2, but he wants to contest the middle with the ghouls, but it's going to be too late for the big boy. Foggy gets the item here. Big heal pot, good for the Demon Hunter later, but in terms of keeper items, hasn't found anything too great yet.
And he's a little too late to the party with these ghouls. That could have been tremendous damage if he just rushes over right away, but maybe there was too much going on at the same time. Maybe also a little dangerous here. It is level 2, and it is Gargs again.
Yeah, I like that much better. When's he gonna counter expand then is the question. It could be a tier 3 rush again, put on a lot of pressure, get ahead, and keep the enemy under the gun, expanding behind that. The cool thing is, with this creep route, the natural is cleared already, so you can always go for that sneaky counter expo at some point. Of course, Foggy will have a wisp there, will be scouting for that. Acolyte also sees what Foggy's up to, and XlorD could be aggressive here if he wants.
Okay. Is he doing that? Looks like it. Foggy has the wisp ready, as you said. Gargs are not coming in yet. Saving some gold for maybe the second hero, or just double, triple Gargs right away. No coil. And that's level 3 for the keeper.
I think you get these ghoul kills though necessarily. XlorD needs to split the ghouls. Some against the treants. Just coiled the treant. That looked like a misclick.
Yep.
Can happen. And by the way, XlorD had the opportunity there to come in at the right moment and steal the last hit of the Ogre Magi. But he didn't do that quickly enough. That gave the keeper level 3, and that's another small mistake that's getting punished instantly.
He's denying ghouls, so no big experience on the keeper yet after reaching level 3. But of course, this is something you really want, these ghouls against the tree. That's your damage against buildings. And it's seemingly gone for now. Gargoyles up in the air, but Demon Hunter's already out on the map as well. Foggy playing a wonderful, wonderful series now.
And XlorD, I think, again, with the ghouls, just too slow in the early game. He didn't creep enough with them but beyond the first camp. He didn't bring them into the middle fast enough. Now he doesn't have level 3 DK. It's, of course, far from over, but could have all been a little bit cleaner, a little bit better. And now Foggy's going to have up his expansion in just a moment. Lore is coming. Early shop, really early shop this time.
Yeah, last game it was at the arrival at tier 3, I think, where we saw the shop.
A player's forces are
What's the reason for that?
I guess he wants to make sure the Demon Hunter doesn't die too easily here. He wants to have a fast staff, I imagine. Would also love to have a fast level 3 Demon. Ancient of War, if it makes it over to the Merc camp, that could work out perfectly. But XlorD here just creeping scraps. Just a little green camp. This keeper is perfectly controlling him this whole time.
Yeah, feels pretty threatened by this keeper. He's getting a couple of wisps, but that doesn't get him too far. Might slow down Dryad production. Gets him to level 3 now. Okay, that's fine. Demon Hunter's creeping up in the meantime, though. The keeper is always doing such a stellar job in distracting. Foggy also with an AP up, so all the wisps here will be protected soon.
Having the wisp so early is wonderful. Oh my god, that wisp gets into the mine on 2 HP.
These are the moments, man, that
I'm liking Foggy's position. This is looking quite stable.
Are under attack.
Tier 3 on the way. He's not all inning on tier 2 or counter expansion on tier 2. Just straight up Garg play. He can be very, very good at that. How much damage can he do with them is the question. It was a couple of wisps, but nothing game breaking on either side. Of course, definitely still some potential for XlorD. And there is the slaughterhouse again. But the demon is not on level 3. We are kind of far away from tier 3 on Foggy as well.
A player's forces are under attack. A town is under
Can I get
siege.
that level 3 now? Or at least get close to it here. The Demon Hunter. Foggy. Gonna bank a little bit of gold. Get more upgrades. Ever so important. The Dryad upgrade's gonna have them on 1-1 soon. Clarity. Staff. And then gonna try to go into a big Dryad army before teching. Got the Ring of Region, by the way, which is great on the demon and perfectly gets the level 3.
Foggy's game plans, man, they're so well thought out. And again, upgrades, 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 upgrades as fast as you can. Once the expo is saturated, he's just going for it non-stop. On XlorD's side, still 0-0. He's busy with the tier 3, of course, very expensive. Lich level 2.5, he got the 6 o'clock middle. And Foggy will see, hey, there's no expansion. He's flying right in the arms, or he's walking right in the flying arms of XlorD.
What do we have left in the shop? No Invul Potion for Foggy. He would have loved to have that one. But he's going to get the heal scroll, Invis pot again, and a Telly Staff. Could also give over that big heal potion, which might be a good idea. Acolyte number 6 coming for XlorD.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's not pressuring at all with his Gargoyle Force. He tries to expand right away. And this might be even better for Foggy. He has lost no Dryads this whole time. And he's going fast into tier 3 again.
Sacrificial Skull board as well, so he's making sure that this expo will be safe with towers. It's kind of hard to break with Dryads, but they are not designed to break any building, so that's why there's attack. And then there's bears, and they are really good at that, especially with the quick 2-1 upgrade. Demon Hunter sees it immediately.
A player's forces are under attack.
They could just mana burn the DK, kill the Acolyte by tons of time here. Only with the heroes.
Once again, the calm before the storm. Super exciting moments. Where is the angle to attack? Who's gonna get this expansion through? No aggressive potential for XlorD, so he falls back to the mercenary camp. I like that. Statues are coming. And also Foggy just invested into the tech, so he doesn't want to be aggressive, but gets the cancel on the mine.
Doing this very well, getting as much value out of the demon as he can while not risking anything. He has double staff to get out. The keeper's waiting to save his friend. Oh, can he get on the cancel? Oh, he sure can.
No one the keeper now, but there's a big healing and a TP. This will lead to nothing, maybe except another Nova. But I'm not even sure if he should. Yeah, feels like... Okay, he can trade the potion for it, probably. Doesn't want to use the TP over it. But... Well, Foggy a little hesitant. Was moving the Dryads in an attack position, then falls back, giving XlorD a little bit of time. Destroyer upgrade done. Narrow Tower also done.
Foggy with such a huge army now. I know Kevin taught us that you can never beat a narrow tower with Dryads, but this might be the exception game. With more upgrades coming as well. And we do have the double staff. Demon sent back to get the double shop, I mean. To get the double orb,
A
maybe?
player's forces are under attack.
XlorD is throwing everything into this creep and then this defense, pulling all the ghouls. Talisman of Evasion, certainly not the item he wanted. Second Ziggurat. How heavy can you fortify this expansion? Foggy's Expo is super safe. AP, Engine of War. Foggy doesn't even feel like he has to go for a Moonwell there, which is a little bit of min-maxing to have all the Moonwells in the base, makes things easier. And Foggy wants to choke him out now.
Super hard hold for XlorD. Doesn't even have a Nova because he got burned. And now has very little mana to work with. The DK aggressively going for the focus on the demon, but he makes it away to the backline. Still a heal scroll available, but always be staffed. Entangled on the DK. He's dropping very low already. And no Spirit Tower up here yet. But with a narrow slope plus Gargoyle attacks, Dryads can also be focused quite quickly. But no attack upgrade on these Gargs either yet. And Foggy's looking for the reinforcements. Picks off the Acolytes before they reach the mine. 4 Acolytes in the mine, as we've seen so many times before. And Foggy's being patient. No need to rush anything. He's got the tier 3 now. He's got 80 supply. And guess what? More upgrades.
Yeah, it's incredibly smart to position here. Like, whatever XlorD does now, like, especially statues and echoes, they can't reach the main. Gargs, oh, there's another Miss Rally. That's another free Acolyte here. Doesn't lead to something, well, I'd say it's 75 gold once again and time. But it's also time for the Spirit Tower, which is great defense against Dryads especially. How far are the bears? The master training is done. Foggy's pulling the trees.
A player's forces are under attack.
2 of them, indeed, gonna help set up an outpost here. A forward stronghold, if you will.
XlorD quickly realized the rally point on the slaughterhouse has to be in the base. Archer is scouting this, man. Foggy is doing so many things so right.
Dog's having a tough time finding targets. Well, Coilnova takes out 1 bear there easily. XlorD abusing the tree line very, very nicely. Of course, he's got the advantage of having air units. Would love to catch some Dryads there standing next to the trees, easily sniping them. Foggy also paying attention, not giving that easy of a target to these guards.
It's a 22 supply lead for Foggy. Is their home turf advantage enough? Trees are arriving at the expansion soon, and Foggy is like, okay, if you defending here, then I have another point of attack. I don't mind. You can't TP here to the south. You might backstab me, but I know you're coming.
XlorD TP'd in there to reunite his forces. Smart movement by Foggy throughout this whole series, pretty much. And now with the Ancients, he's going in. But this is 2 towers, soon to be 3 towers. 1, 2 Gogs going down quickly. The Dryads survive way longer. They have 2 armor upgrades. So importantly, great target fire by Foggy. Takes out these gargoyles super quick. And just like that, XlorD drops down to no upkeep again. 46 supply only left for him. Foggy still at 75. His army has hardly taken a scratch, it seems. And Foggy seems to be poised now to take this game. XlorD losing more and more units. Only 3 guards and 1 destroyer left. He gets double level up to double level 4. Is that going to be enough, though?
Reju on the other side. I don't see a way out for XlorD here except out of the tournament. Foggy is pushing forward. The trees are helping dealing with the towers. He doesn't even need the full attention of the army to deal with this. Another destroyer falls. It's almost twice the supply for Harry Potter of the Warcraft scene. Dryads are coming in. Might be a little feed here. Demon Hunter goes to level 4 as well. This is probably the end for XlorD. He needs an absolute miracle. Needs to pull a Houdini. That is doable for Undead if they have mana, but the Demon Hunter is so well controlled that there never is Coilnova ready. Also, if there is, he has solutions like the staffs, double staff, TPs. He's now killing the archers to free up supply for better units. And I think XlorD's run is over.
It looks very desperate now. The 3 towers down there are securing the position for now. Foggy just so rich. He didn't lose too much, it seems like. He could go into some higher tech if he wants. Chims even could be a consideration.
And
But
you know it's
he stayed pretty basic. He stayed reliable. Chims can oftentimes suffer, of course, also against gargoyles. Just played Dryads, Bears, Hippogriffs. That was it. No fairies, no MGs, no Chims. Nothing weird. Just reliable, solid play by Foggy.
It's crazy how different this is from the War 3 Champions game they had, where XlorD was way stronger, doing a way better job. Foggy seemed hopeless at times, and now that is the opposite. Like, what can XlorD possibly do? He's one of the more patient players in the game, in the history of this game, I would think. So he stays at 50. He thinks, okay, he's in upkeep all the time. I do have the better economy, so there might be something in me with a miraculous Coilnova attack. I might have one more shot at something, and I will not go down without a fight.
Actually, Concealed Hill, we saw the gargoyles getting to really high numbers, 2 upgrades, like 12 of them, and then it can easily one-shot Dryads, but that never was accomplished here. I think also Foggy controlled his forces very well this game. Of course, with a superior supply lead, it is a little bit easier to do. 88 now of that supply for Foggy. Dryad's not the best at killing buildings, but when you have this much, maybe you can try.
That gives XlorD some time to saturate this expansion, gather some gold. He's at 800. This economy advantage is probably his biggest advantage, so he wants to play it as long as possible, knowing that there's no third base to be claimed. Slaughterhouse constantly repaired. More Dryads. He's breaking upkeep now, spends all the gold at once, trying to snipe, but the only one sniping is Foggy.
Slaughterhouse taken out, no more statues. XlorD doesn't really need more statues right now, so perhaps not the hugest of deals. What he needs is more Gargs. Honestly, a wagon could have been sick. One wagon with disease, but that is out of the question for now.
A little too late with that advice, bro. Foggy's constantly mining. How much
Make
gold
it.
is this still? 1,900 in the main. Little advantage for XlorD, and especially at this expansion. Like 6,000 versus more than 10,000. XlorD wants to sit this out. Foggy doesn't want to lose this game by brute forcing an undead expansion, which is the right choice. But XlorD doesn't want to give this up before he got as much gold as possible.
And he's still always looking for little holes in Foggy's place. Flying above the trees, he's looking for some stray dryads. But Foggy doesn't give him up so easily. Foggy's certainly warmed up here in map 4.
33.
Which is likely to, or likely looking like the last map here, but
A player's
XlorD.
forces are under
Next to his towers. That's where he can take the best fight.
Oh my, this is so many bears with 3-3 against the 2 towers. He kind of has to fight. It is 100 supply for Foggy. It's time to end this bears against the statue, against the buildings, and the dryads. Well, not fighting too much. Foggy is losing quite a bit, and XlorD so far only losing statues, I believe. Buildings, I believe, but many of them.
Trying to force a TP, but there was an invul potion and a rejuve, and the destroyers are over on the other side trying to deal with the bears, which they slowly are doing, but the bears killed the building so quick. With Roar, with 3-0 upgrades, so much damage. Demon Hunter getting nuked, but not really getting threatened. GG, well played, says XlorD, and Foggy will be our first grand final.